Hello everyone. Today we are going to explore a mystery behind a great pharaoh that few people know. In ancient Egyptian history, a rare king married the Egyptian queen Nefertiti, who was known as the Mona Lisa of the ancient world, with a reign of 17 years. The 10th pharaoh of the 18th dynasty was also one of the era's modern thinking sages. However, the pharaoh, Akhenaten, was abruptly rejected by Egyptian history, and his name was deleted. What strange event happened thousands of years ago in ancient Egypt during the New Kingdom? Let's watch till the end of this video to explore. As a rebel, a tyrannical pharaoh, and the creator of one of the earliest monotheistic religion in the world, the disturbances he caused to the customs and beliefs of ancient Egypt over the previous centuries were so great that, after his death in 1336 BC, he was branded by generations to come as a heretical rebel. Originally, Akhenaten was not the chosen one to become king. As he was called in his youth, he was Prince Amenhotep, the younger brother of Crown Prince Thutmose. But then, the sudden death of his brother made Prince Amenhotep heir to the throne. This event happened in 1353 BC. Akhenaten was the first pharaoh who believed in only one religion. Before Akhenaten, Egypt believed in many gods. The main god, Amen, and his wife Met, gave birth to 4 male gods and 4 goddesses. The family tree of ancient Egypt is similar to that of ancient Greece. Their gods also have human-like emotions: jealousy, fighting, anger, and even deception. Only their ability and lifespan is far exceeded from that of humans. This type of region lasted several thousand years in ancient Egypt. But when it came to Pharaoh Akhenaten's time, a sudden change occurred. He initiated religious reform, turning religion into a single god. That is the sun god, Aten. In ancient Egypt, the word Aten meant sun disk. Akhenaten also redefines the meaning of God. He thinks that God is an invisible force appearing in time and space, is a kind of wisdom. This concept can be said to be completely reversed, because it has made the God of ancient Egypt completely separate from the image of man, becoming a pure abstract spiritual force. Akhenaten instituted a series of radical religious changes, banning all material on polytheism, abandoning traditional Egyptian beliefs. Akhenaten built a new capital and named it after the god Aten. It was the lavish capital Akhenaten once. The government and royal family also moved the capital from Thebes to live here for decades. But here, instead of honoring the sun god Amon, the temples of Akhenaten were erected to the east, facing the rising sun and honoring a new form of sun god, not only changing the worship of gods. The pharaoh of the 18th dynasty also changed his name, which is associated with the old god Amenhotep, to Akhenaten to show his close connection with this supreme god. So is Akhenaten a pharaoh with a vision beyond his time, or simply a crazy guy sitting on the throne? Akhenaten wanted to promote a new religion, so he moved the shrines of the old religion a little further away. Akhenaten decided to move the Theban capital to Al-Marna in central Egypt. To make more people believe in the new religion, he thought of developing a group of followers. Thus, he tried to elevate the status of women, emphasizing the sanctity of the family. This is very similar to later Christianity. In the new religion, the treatment for women is improved, so women are very grateful in their hearts, and they are mothers. So it also affects the next generation in believing in the new religion. This approach of Akhenaten is really clever. The situation in Egypt was chaotic both religiously and politically. The priest class in Egypt at that time, especially the priests who worshipped Ammon, had great power. They held positions in religion and had political influence. Akhenaten's abolition of the status of the god Ammon, the lord of the god whom the Ammon priests worshipped and assumed power, was like a slap to the priests. Therefore, on the surface, the court and mandarins followed Akhenaten's wishes, but inside there was a lot of dissatisfaction. The paintings of Akhenaten's era, Queen Nefertiti sits at her side and holds her husband's hand. The queen is also depicted as tall as the pharaoh, which was unprecedented in ancient Egypt. There is a long list of peculiar features associated with Akhenaten's figure, including a long skull, long neck, sunken eyes, large thick thighs, long fingers, backward knee joints, protruding abdomen like pregnancy, and female-like breasts. In general, his body is like a mixture of male and female. The first strange thing is the elongated skull that is shown in all the statues and drawings depicting him. This difference and strangeness makes the image of Akhenaten completely opposite to the traditional Egyptian ideal. Did he have a genetic defect that caused his skull to be long and his body disproportionate? Is there something more about this strange pharaoh and his origins? Is it also possible that he is actually a hybrid with genes and DNA from aliens, many questions were raised. But what is certain is that in general he did not look like other pharaohs or humans. But the good times didn't last long. After Akhenaten died only a few years, everything was returned to the way it was before. The single worship of Aten was also abolished. The temple of the sun was destroyed. The god Ammon returned to its former position, and at the same time, tradition and religion were restored. The court also moved the capital to Thebes. Ancient Egypt quickly recovered, returning to the traditional path of polytheism. In addition, the monuments, imprints engraved with the name of Akhenaten, were destroyed almost entirely by later pharaohs and people of posterity. After his death, Akhenaten's mummy was buried in his own tomb. But the new pharaoh moved the capital back to Thebes and temporarily buried Akhenaten's corpse in a mausoleum located in the Valley of the Kings, tomb KB 55. Today, many Egyptologists believe that Akhenaten was indeed forced to abdicate and flee Egypt with his loyalists. The fate of Queen Nefertiti after Akhenaten's death also became unknown and was not recorded in history. In the 19th century, in the Egyptian city of Amarna, many relics of the ancient city of Akhenaten, as well as statues and reliefs carved with portraits of the pharaoh Akhenaten, were found. At that time Akhenaten's name was given back in history. Also of particular note, Akhenaten's long skull is somewhat similar to the Pakarov skulls. Meanwhile, the DNA test results of these skulls show that they do not belong to any human race on Earth. This connection may remind us of the initial suspicion that Akhenaten was from the stars. Is he a race created by extraterrestrial races? This hidden number perhaps we will discuss more in the comments section below. Please subscribe to the channel to uncover these mysteries. Thank you for watching the video. If you find this video interesting, don't forget to like and subscribe to receive the latest videos about science and mysteries. Goodbye and see you again.